Now, I have just about had it with the New World Order. That's it. I mean, it's unbelievable. And these people are just sleeping. Everybody's sleeping. Please, wake up to this. Gibson guitars. I'm a guitar player. I own a Gibson. Was raided by the federal fascists. Okay? Because wood used on the Gibson guitars that came from India was not manufactured in, the guitars were not manufactured in India. Hence, the wood had to be repossessed. Over $1 million worth of merchandise the federal fascists came in and took from Gibson guitars. No warrant, no nothing, no probable cause, nothing. Because it violated an agreement, a global agreement, another global agreement. How many more of these global agreements are we going to submit to? It literally says that they will go and will be doing this. Going into stores. They're after Gibson. They said to Gibson Guitars, the CEO of Gibson Guitars, they said, build your guitars in Madagascar. The federal government told the CEO of Gibson Guitars to manufacture his guitars in Madagascar or there'll be problems. This is our criminal government in action. We have been hijacked by these insane lunatics. I can't take this anymore. Please, people, wake up. This is real. I did not spend the last 2 years of my fucking life studying these insane lunatics, projecting what's going to happen, and then it gets even more insane as I go along. Think about it. The federal government, criminals, went in, fascists, and against Gibson before for a law in India? Because we are a non-union shop, Gibson? Maybe? Because we are Republicans, maybe? Because of this bullshit back and forth with the parties? They fight while the controllers laugh, because it doesn't matter who wins. But, you know, each party gets power for a period of time. It just makes me sick. I can't fucking believe what is going on in this country. And I don't usually give these kind of reports because I know I get angry and sometimes people look at it as like, this guy is a nut. But I'm not crazy. This is real. These people are insane. And this is what I printed today to discuss. That's right. And then I get home and I hear about Gibson Guitar. I have no idea this was happening. I can't believe this. How could you believe this? Our government, again, just like GE is going to be building power plants in China, you know, using Chinese workers and using Chinese infrastructure and building up to China, and all of these things are happening, you know, around us as the country is being deindustrialized by design, and nobody's paying attention. And the little Ponzi scheme, the money Ponzi scheme, they just keep running it until it's going to run out. And when that Ponzi scheme money runs out, boy, God help us all. Because that's when the real trouble's going to hit. And I do think they're trying to incite violence. This is absolutely unbelievable. They're raiding, the federal government are raiding raw milk factories. They're raiding, this is the Gestapo. Michael R. Taylor from Monsanto. It's a power grab for the food. And then you have insane people like John P. Holdren, the science czar, running protocol for like, who's like, you know, let's put sterilants in water and, you know, and food and vaccines, and that he wrote in Ecoscience in 1977. I mean, we're under attack and nobody knows it. Nobody's paying attention. I pray to the Lord that people can just see what's going on. See between the bullshit. I can't even, I mean, you watch television, it's a joke. My son researches. He's so awake. He told me today, his second day of school. Today, second day of school, that the history books he has are just like, they don't talk about anything like, I don't know, Project Paperclip or all these other things that are real in the world that happened. And I said, Patrick, I'm glad. You know, I never actually asked you to look at that. I says, yeah, Dad, I'm from Call of Duty and from all of this, and I'm interested in the CIA because, you know, it's in there, and they show Black Ops, and they show all these things, and I researched it, and I found out that the government does a lot of things, and they don't teach you that in school. This is a 12-year-old kid that got his intelligence from a video game. Then he searched, and he saw Project Paperclip. He knew about the Nazis. He knew about the Nazis and all of the things that happened, and we were speaking just today. And as God is my witness, I couldn't believe what he knew without me telling him. I mean, he's awake and aware, but his own insight and his research from the angle of the games, I can't play these games. I don't play these games. But they're in there. It's all part of this whole mind control thing with the mass media, and it's just part of it. Again, Project Mockingbird, Project Monarch, these are all things that were to manipulate the media and to manipulate public opinion. You have to wake up. This is terrible. This is the most horrible thing. I can't believe... I mean, listen, if they're going in and grabbing guitars because of wood, these eco-fascists saying that, you know, like we can't have a tree here, and we have more oil than there is in the entire Middle East, in Montana and in North Dakota, than there is in the whole Middle East. But the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, their interests, actually mostly the Rockefellers here in America, they're like, no, we're funding the eco-fascists because we don't want that. We don't want you to tap into any of that because, oh, that's not good for the environment, which is bullshit. It's not good for their control. They want the Middle East. Once they have control of the Middle East, this is from their own documents, their own choices. They are going to pump up the market as much as they can, get full control. When oil reaches $200 a barrel, that is when they will start drilling in America. So I'm putting this on record now for anybody that didn't know, or it is now September 1st, 2011, and from the words of the elite, through a confidential source, Ken Fromm, okay, from an oil company, that the goal of these people, okay, are to... Now, Ken Fromm passed away. He was the head of basically ExxonMobil. Not a head, but a major... just to digress a little bit, he was an elite. He was in with the boys, and he said that they're going to take over all these countries. He said this in October. There's going to be a big destabilization in the Middle East. Now, of course, Libya, forget about it. This is all this puppet. Libya was finally having some possibility of sovereignty, control, and actually some positive change, believe it or not, with the banking system and everything in the structure of the of Africa. And no, the globalists are in there, boom, and you know, NATO, bomb, 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 bomb. You know, these love bombs, Obama's love bombs, this military kinetic action, no boots on the ground. Meanwhile, you've got the CIA running rampant. On record, we've got boots on the ground, on record, but they say, no, there are no boots on the ground. It just is so infuriating. And then I come home after preparing all this information to do some research for tomorrow, and to prepare a proper presentation of this information. I have to hear about Gibson guitars. Well, what will I be covering? Yeah, White House-backed solar energy company. Yeah, more of Obama's, again, more of this green garbage, bullshit, fraud, global warming, let's be green. We got another company, $535 million vanished out of smoke because this company is out of business now. Like Fox Petroleum, another company that had a big thing and then went whoosh, whoosh. They take all the money and they shell out the company that goes worthless. It's not dead. It's there, but it's worthless. Garbage. I mean, there's just so much news. Enough for one day. Tomorrow's another. But this isn't... I don't even know what to say. I honestly, for the first time in a long time, see this closing in very quickly. I mean, I know it's coming fast. Everybody should be buying Precious metals, get out of the stock market. It is a crazy place to be. Please, I beg you, not to take my advice, but to look into my insight, to look into my viewpoints, and to research them and find out that you can, if you have 401ks like I did, move your money to precious metals. You can. There are ways around it. This is our country. We need to take it back, or there'll be no country left to defend.